Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Hello everyone, my name is Regita Priscilla Wulandari from the Information Systems Study Program, Faculty of Engineering and Computer Science, Technocrat University, Indonesia. In this video, I will briefly explain business continuity audit and disaster recovery. Business continuity planning, BCP, is a methodology used to create and validate plans to maintain business operations before, during, and after a disaster or disruptive event. In other words, through BCP as a process of creating and validating logistical planning, organizations can recover or restore the functions of damaged parts of the organization after a disaster or disruption. BCP relates to the management of operational elements that enable businesses to operate normally to generate revenue. BCP is often used as a concept in evaluating various technology strategies. The main focus of BCP is on business recovery requirements, where business stakeholders can work together to implement emergency plans and arrangements that suit their needs. Information security is very important for companies in business process network services, especially in unexpected disaster events. The stages of BCP preparation are as follows. The first stage is to organize the BCP preparation project. At this stage, we create BCP planning documents, starting from determining the objectives, scope, project organizational structure, to the implementation schedule, so that before starting, it is clear who is responsible and what needs to be done. Next, we conduct risk identification and analysis. At this stage, we identify potential risks that may occur and their impact on business operations. For example, loss of important data, IT system disruptions, or natural disasters. The third stage is emergency preparation. Here, we determine rescue and recovery strategies for each disaster scenario. In addition, we also create emergency procedures so that the entire team knows what to do in critical situations. Next, we determine business recovery actions. At this stage, we select the personnel or team responsible and develop recovery procedures. The goal is for the business to recover quickly after a disruption or disaster. The fifth stage is testing and training. We test the BCP system that has been created, see if the procedures are effective, then evaluate and make improvements. After that, all employees are given information and training so they are prepared to deal with emergency conditions. Finally, the BCP maintenance stage. Here we periodically review the BCP and make changes to the procedures if necessary. This ensures that the BCP remains relevant to the evolving business conditions. Next is disaster recovery. Disaster recovery is part of business continuity and relates to the immediate impact of an event. Disaster recovery has confidential steps in the planning stage that involve stopping the impact of the disaster as quickly as possible and dealing with the impact immediately afterwards, as well as determining the best way to proceed. At some point during disaster recovery, the main focus on sustainable business operations includes preparing a temporary system location and securing a new system location. Planning for the stages of ensuring service continuity, particularly information systems, without reducing the capabilities and performance of a system when a disaster occurs is referred to as a disaster recovery plan, better known as disaster recovery planning, DRP. DRP is part of business. Continuity planning. In an agency or organization, a good DRP as part of BCP will always ensure high availability of an information system. Information system high availability. High availability here is the ability to continue providing services from the information system, both in normal circumstances and during a disaster, without any decline in the performance of the system itself. In general, disasters can be divided into two types, namely disasters based on the level of damage caused, and disasters based on the source or origin of the disaster itself. There are two types of disasters based on the level of damage caused, namely minor disasters and major disasters. First, there are minor disasters. These are disasters whose impact is relatively small and does not completely halt information system services. Second, there are major disasters. These disasters are the main focus of BCP planning, as they can completely halt information system services and usually occur without warning. Some types of disasters that fall into this category include earthquakes, storms, tsunamis, and flash floods. Other examples include total server hardware failure, dead hard drive or burned server motherboard, network damage due to virus attacks or hardware failure, cable or wireless. There are many ways to divide business elements. The four main factors for BCP DR planning purposes are people, processes, and technology implementation plans, responding to emergencies or disasters, as well as infrastructure. The better the process, the more reliable the results. Technology is only as good as the people who design and implement it, and processes evolve to take advantage of it. First, people. People are the most fundamental component of any business unit. Employees use their skills, expertise, and experience to carry out various operations. It's important that personnel understand the environment in which the business operates, including potential hazards. Proper training programs empower employees to implement alternative solutions effectively during emergencies. Since many accidents and disasters are caused by human factors, it is essential to take steps to ensure the safety and security of everyone in the organization. Second, process. Processes are structured sets of instructions, protocols, and procedures designed to achieve specific goals. During an emergency, having alternative processes is crucial to keep projects on schedule and meet deadlines. Businesses should develop strategies to prioritize critical activities and create temporary arrangements to maintain operations at least at a minimum level. Using a modular framework can minimize workflow dependencies, so if one component fails, it can be replaced individually without disrupting the entire system. Third, technology. Technology allows organizations to deliver products and services more efficiently and at higher quality. Information systems, applications, and software are now everywhere in the commercial ecosystem. High availability is critical, especially for mission-critical operations. Companies are adopting solutions like virtualization and cloud computing to reduce unplanned downtime, allow remote work, and improve efficiency. Mobile devices provide flexibility, keeping teams connected across multiple sites even during testing or emergency situations. Fourth, infrastructure. Infrastructure includes all the utilities and resources that support business operations. It is the framework on which companies execute their plans to achieve objectives. Organizations with large production logistics need to consider alternative suppliers or vendors for raw materials during emergencies. Adequate recovery measures can protect inventory and manufacturing facilities from irreparable damage. Partnerships with third-party businesses can provide backup support, and alternative sites, though sometimes costly, can help ensure operations continue during crises. The success of BCP and DRP requires the contribution of teams that handle the focus of stages, including initiation, implementation, or maintenance. Determining responsibilities for different roles within the team can offset the impact of contingencies such as attrition, new recruitment, and temporary unavailability or changes in staff job profiles. This eliminates overlapping responsibilities and gaps in profile descriptions for various teams. So, that's a summary of BCP and disaster recovery, from the stages of developing a BCP to the types of disasters we need to prepare for. The bottom line is that with good planning, organizations can continue to operate even in the face of disruptions or disasters. Hopefully, this can be useful insight for all of us in maintaining business continuity and information system security. Thank you. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.